Hope you're all well. Adam here, AP Guitar. I wanted to show you another problem-solving type exercise. So you're playing on your own. What do you play? Rhythm and lead. It needs to sound like the fullest sound that you can do. And also then you're working on both aspects of guitar playing, rhythm and lead. Sounds good and it's productive for you as a musician. So if you're thinking about the chord progression, I'm using E major to start with, and then B major, A major, and E major. So E, B, A, E. Now, the point of this is to not use the same scale to solo with over each chord. This is interesting because normally we do. If it's in the key of E, we would solo in E major, right? And the chords change. But this time we're going to be working on soloing using the scale of the actual chord that you're playing at that time. This is really useful because sometimes you will need to do this, whether you're key changing, so whether the chords are not all in the same key, or whether you don't know what the key of the song is, but you know what chord you're playing, then you can always sort of get your way out of any sticky situation. So let's start with E. I'm going to play it as a bar chord, as an A-shaped bar chord with your root note on the 7th fret. And then look, we've got this box here. That's a pentatonic there. Now, I'm not going to show you the exact licks. I'm going to show you the places and give you some examples, but think of this pattern here and this shape here. This is the A shape. This is also the G shape of E. Now the G shape of E is actually where we get this pattern from. Which you will probably recognize as C sharp natural minor. If I started 2 notes earlier. Because it is, but it's the relative minor to E major. It shares pretty much the same pattern. It's just a mode of each other, so you start on a different note. So the pattern that I'm using is in between here, and it's in between here. You see me do things like this, because that's E. Then you hammer on these here, which is 2nd finger 10th fret B string, 3rd fret 11th fret D string. Sounds really sweet. Okay, so that's where we would solo for E. As I say, we're not going to solo there over all of the chords, although the key of this song is in E major. You could, but that's not the point of this exercise. The point of this exercise is, I'm stuck, I don't know where to solo. Okay, use the chord that you're playing. Okay, so the next chord, B, play as a triad. You can always play the chord first to sort of determine the chord change. Okay, I'm doing something a little odd here. I'm not odd, but odd for this exercise. I'm hammering into the major scale from a minor note, the minor 3rd. 7, hammer onto 8. 7 to 9 on the B string, and then hit the root note on the high E on fret 7. And then you can come backwards as well. 9, 7. Where is that coming from? That's the whole point of this exercise. Major scale from here. Oh. Where does that come from? You may know it as the second octave of this. Which is the 2-octave major scale root on E string. So look, we're using notes from that. This is a sweet one as well. So we're going to now move to the third chord in the 4-chord chord progression. A, same shape as B. We can come next door to it here. If you take those notes but play them with different fingers, look, you can hammer on that third. Find the root note. Stretch over. So that's fret 4 on the G, fret 5 on the B, hammering on fret 6, finding the root note at the end. So look, A. You could also do something like this, which sounds very soulful. That's a double stop slide. So 5 on the B and 5 on the high E. Slide 7 and then back. Da 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 is a nice rhythm of that. So you're targeting, you're hitting the 7s, holding and then sliding back again. Okay, that's 3 bars. Let's just have a little recap, I think, of what we've got so far. It's all coming together, isn't it? And remember, the main purpose of this video is that we haven't just put a loop pedal on and played those chords and then gone, where's E major? Which is fine, there's a time and a place, but this is about, I'm stuck, let's use the actual chord I'm playing to solo with. Like that, look, that was B, or you could do it on the A one. Just arpeggiate through the notes, come to the second note here, back there. Good exercise, actually. Even E you could do as that. That's the same principle, but it's not a solo, right? Okay, 4th bar, we'll come back to E again. Use the open string, E. So, open low E, and then the chords, triad, this type of major triad. Let's do that hammer on I mentioned earlier. 2nd finger, 10th fret on the B string, 3rd finger, D string, fret 11. Let's come up to here. Grace, slide back. Grace, slide, meaning you don't hear the note you're coming from. Back into that normal, usual position. Hammer on to E. Okay, so the whole thing. You can make it longer. I think the more that I try to keep it as the example I showed you at the start, the harder it is. Because you can be really creative and really wild with it, and you can change it each time. See what I mean? When you don't have to think about it, you can just have fun with it. So look, this is all about targeting the chord and the scale that goes with the chord. And there's different shapes there. There's the A shape, and you have this here. And then there's these E-shaped ones. And you have these type of things within here. I suppose it's really helpful to know your scales and the cage system and things like that. This is just an introduction lesson. And if you want to find out more, then you can contact me and we can get started with lessons. I teach one-on-one lessons, face-to-face and online, personalized video coaching, and I have courses. I even have a cage system course. But if you do like what you've seen today, please like and follow, as it really helps me. And I look forward to teaching you in the future. Good luck, and I'll speak to you soon.